everyone, this is Matt from DrawingTutorialsOnline.com. I just finished a brand new portrait drawing course. I wanted to take a moment here on YouTube to share a little bit of it with you. In this video, I'm going to show you how I draw hair in a soft, realistic looking way using a bristle brush on illustration board and a Prismacolor Col-Erase pencil along with a Mono Zero eraser. It's a lot of fun. Stick with me. I think you're going to learn something in this video. Let's get started. Okay, here we go. So let's take you through a quick step-by-step on how I like to use a bristle brush and this Col-Erase pencil to draw realistic looking hair. The first step really is to block in and match the value of her hair. So you block in the tone, which is what I'm doing right now. This takes a while, obviously. I'm working with my Col-Erase pencil on Strathmore illustration board. Now, you could use the traditional blend-in stump, and a blend-in stump will work for you. I use a blend-in stump sometimes, but I find what works so much better is using a brush. Okay, now I've painted hundreds of book covers in my past illustration career, and what I'm doing here with this bristle brush, it's the same way that I would do a painting of a portrait. I would just block in the tone with a brush of this size. So I'm using like a 1/4 inch bristle brush. But what this brush does when you use it on this Col-Erase pencil on the Strathmore illustration board is it pushes the pencil into the tooth, the texture of the paper. And it makes it softer, and it also makes it darker. What we're doing slowly but surely is we are eliminating all of those little white specks, which would be the tooth of the paper. You can do this on the skin tone as well. This is not about drawing skin tone in this video, but I'm just sharing with you how you could use this brush. You want to be aggressive with it. You want to push the pencil into the paper. Now, once you've done that step where you push the pencil into the paper, then you put another layer of pencil down. You block in some more tone. Okay. Now I'm working back and forth from the hair to the face, from the face back to the hair. And when you do that, what you'll do is match the values correctly. You don't necessarily want to work in a vacuum. You can work in one little section first. If you have a sketch, like a thumbnail sketch, that will dictate to you your value structure. Now, you see what I'm doing here? I'm using very long pencil strokes. It's very important that you recognize, okay, this model has a fairly long hair, and you want to match the long hair with the long pencil stroke. That will enable you to get the texture of her hair. Okay, use a long stroke, move your arm, not just your fingers. I just started teaching again at the School of Visual Arts. Our fall semester started, and one of the first things I had mentioned to the students is that it's a life drawing class. You want to lean back and you want to draw more with your arm. Do not draw just with your fingers. So just blocking in some more tone here, building up solid shape. Building up the solid shape takes time. You want to have some patience with this. You want to use this up and down pencil stroke, up and down pencil stroke. Believe it or not, using a sharp pencil is going to help you. See how quickly we just kind of block that in? This video sped up about 40%. Okay, it's not super fast. Use a little bit of a continuous line to get parts of her hair. Just kind of draw a little bit faster here. Sometimes using a continuous line is going to help. Now, as we get towards the top of her hair, she has two different light sources hitting her. She has a rim light hitting the top of her hair, and she has a kind of a front light, form light hitting her face. Preserve the part of her hair, preserve the white board. Don't go over that, because then it's going to be very hard to erase. And towards the end of this video, I'm going to share with you how we use the eraser to pull out the lights. Keep squinting. When you squint at the photograph, you're going to see these abstract shapes of shadow versus the abstract shapes of light. Now, take a bigger bristle brush, get a little bit more aggressive with it, and push the pencil into the tooth of the paper. have the hair blend into the background. You can blend the hair into the shadow side of the face. Why am I doing this? Because this is what creates atmosphere. Once you do a soft little blend like that, now we start over again and we do another layer of pencil. This is most of the way that I teach is called the layered approach with techniques. With this particular drawing, the layered approach is with the techniques, but it's also with starting over, using the brush, softening everything out, then going back over it with a pencil, using the brush again, working with the eraser, and you create this very, very atmospheric, soft-looking hair, and hair is soft. One of the biggest mistakes a lot of people, that's me watching a concert on my iPad. I watch concerts on YouTube as I draw. It's so much fun. One of the biggest things that I see out there with drawing hair, a mistake, is making the edges of the hair super sharp and not creating that soft feel to the hair. It's important that you understand that when it comes to drawing hair. Now, just have that pencil stroke direction go with the lay of the land. So see how I'm wrapping around the pencil stroke around from the top plane to the side plane? Now we're going with vertical strokes down the vertical side of her hair, down the side of her head. Long vertical tilted strokes. Good. Press down hard. So now it's just a details game. We're looking at light shapes and shadow shapes within the shadow side, because there's some reflected light there. We're looking at where are our darkest darks over here on the side plane of her face. It's a pretty dark cast shadow that her face is casting on her hair. Now use the brush again. Push it into the paper. Okay, make it look nice and soft. Only you and through your experience will you understand when is enough with the brush, because technically you can overblend it. Okay, the only way that you're going to get this is by trial and error. So now what I'm doing is I'm taking the residue that's on the brush and I'm scrubbing it a little bit into the background. I'm working the whole drawing. I'm making the edge of her hair very soft. I'm adding this very soft atmospheric tone into the background. Push down hard, push down hard. This is really, really fun, and this will help you tremendously if you struggle from drawings that look a little stiff. Now, fast forwarding, I've done a lot with the eraser, but let me show you how now we have the setup and we can use this mono zero cylindrical eraser with a chiseled edge, and we can come on in and pull out the lights. This is a very, very traditional painting technique. A lot of teachers teach this technique. Just come on in and take your time. This, like I said, this video is sped up, so I'd be going a whole lot slower. And you're looking at all of these little loose strands of hair on the top of her head. And you're just taking choice ones, because we're not going to be able to draw all of them, but we're going to take some of them and we're going to use the sharp eraser and we're going to pull out. Now, the beautiful thing of drawing with this layered approach with the brush and the pencil is that we've put the pencil down very soft with the brush. It erases out on this illustration board beautifully. There's no struggle really to erase out. And I've been using illustration board my whole life for most of the paintings that I've done. This is just raw Strathmore illustration board, and it takes to this pencil eraser combination beautifully. Just coming on in, put some, erase out some strands of hair that are going against the grain. Sometimes just it makes it look so cool, gives it a little bit more of a realistic vibe. Sometimes you want to make the hair look a little messy. Little flicks of light are catching these loose strands of hair. It's a fun technique, and you can do this with paint and you can do it with the eraser. Okay, then you go again and you start over and you put some detail in between. You sharpen up some edges, you make some of your darks darker, and this works. It's a lot of fun. It's just you have to enjoy taking the time to do this. All right, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I love to hear what you thought about this technique, and I'll talk to you soon. Hey, thank you so much for watching that video. If you liked it and you got something from it, I'd appreciate if you leave a comment below. Let me know what you thought. If you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. That would help me. I appreciate that. Now listen, for those of you people who love the sketchbook videos, I just started teaching a brand new semester at the School of Visual Arts. Looks like the group that I have this year again is super talented. I'm really fortunate to be teaching there, which means I will be filming some sketchbooks probably in like another month and a half or so. I'm going to try to do something different this time around and film sketchbook videos before they're finished, and just give you like little snippets of sketchbook videos as the semester progresses. All right, thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.